All right, guys, I've really been looking forward to doing this review. 2 weeks, in fact, because 2 weeks ago, this kit popped up on the Multipick website as the ELITE-23 Slim Pick Kit. And I placed my order, and it was very quickly followed up with an email that says, please don't do a review. Give us a little bit of a chance to get some inventory piled up before we start getting orders. So I've held on to it for 2 weeks. The benefit, of course, is that I've been playing with it for 2 weeks. This looks like a lot of the Multipick Elite kits. It's the same nice trifold leather case, except I think we get the camera to work. I think you can see right here we have 0.4. And for those of you guys who've been waiting for Multipick to put out a 15 thousandths pick set, this is the one you've been waiting for, guys. Take a look. Flip it open. All the profiles are identical to everything that I reviewed in the ELITE-27, except, of course, that contains picks that are all 25 thousandths of an inch thick. Everything you see here, identical profiles, except these are all 15 thousandths or 0.4 millimeter. The difference in the number, 23 versus 27, is you don't get the postal box tensioners in this kit, and you do get that in the 27. Of course, you wouldn't use 15 thousandths or 0.4 to pick postal boxes, so you really don't need it. In terms of other tensioners, here are your top of the keyway options, and we get the SP13. SP13 is 1 millimeter in thickness, or 40 thousandths, so that would be the thick one for a lot of the most popular locks in North America. We have an SP11. This is 0.6 millimeter, or 24 thousandths, so this will fit into the Yale keyway and a lot of slimmer, narrower keyways that you find in Europe. We have a couple here that are really designed, or at least I use them for tensioning when I pick wafer locks or dimple locks. These fit very nicely into those keyways, a thin one and a thick one. And in terms of the width on these, the SP16 is 0.8 millimeter or 32 thousandths. And the reason I point that one out is because we have a 40, we have a 24, this is 32, and it also is serrated on the other end. So if you have a medium width keyway, this one kind of fits in right there for top of the keyway, or flip it over, you can do wafers or dimples. And this last one, this is the SP15. This measures 0.7 or 28 thousandths of an inch in thickness, and that doesn't have dimples on the other end. All right, so those are your top of the keyway options. We also have some bottom of the key. Let me get these out of here. Just set them over here off to the side. You guys have seen all these before. They're identical to the ELITE-27. Two bottom of the keyway, one very thin, one medium, and then over on this side, in addition to being thicker than either of those, he's also a little bit longer. So a lot of options for top of the keyway or bottom of the keyway. Extra stuff. Let's get him out of here because he's kind of cluttering up our neat little line of hooks here. We got this little guy, and he's an extractor. Again, it's identical to the one in the ELITE-27. So let's set him off to the side. And let's take a look at some of these picks. These are truly almost identical to the ELITE-27. We got nice little engraved Multipick. We have the owner's, I don't know if that's even coming out there, but we've got the owner's logo. And you know, anybody that puts their family crest and their initials on their picks, they got to be awful proud. And I got to say, these really are nice picks. The other side is to identify them as 0.4 millimeter. I think that's coming out. Come on, camera, work with me here. Kind of a flat 0.4. I think I only ordered one set of these, and this is buyer's regret. I should have bought two. This one obviously is going to be giveaway. I really wish I'd gotten one for myself. I would put a piece of shrink wrap around these, maybe a blue color, because that's what I use to identify my 15 thousandths. And that way I can tell the difference between the normal Elite and the 15 thousandths. But if you don't do that, you can flip it over and take a look there, or you can feel it and very easily tell that's only 15 thousandths of an inch. Sandwiched, they are all very nicely tumbled. There are no sharp edges. I said, I've been using these for 2 weeks, and these are very nicely finished, just like all of the other Elite picks that we've taken a look at. Stainless steel, nice slim shaft. We'll talk about that in just a minute. You can barely make out where they did 3 spot welds on each of these, but it almost tumbled it. It's almost invisible now. On the bottom of these, we have the Elite, and then we have a V. So all the 15 thousandths are now going to begin with a V, and then a serial number, year of manufacture. And then the exact tip number is engraved right there, V08. And of course, very German-like, it's on both sides. So no matter how you fling your picks onto the desk, you'll be able to see which one you're looking at. So we got a half diamond. Great. I've been using these a lot, especially this 15,000 for slider locks. It's the perfect shape for that. We have the ball. Again, everything else is identical. Same thickness. So wafer locks, great to rake those open with. Again, with the rakes, we have a snake rake. And this is the standard snake rake. No weird upward angle or anything like that. The rest of these you've seen. I'll move it a little bit closer here. We have a W rake, a city rake, and I really do like to look at these because this tells me how well they've been tumbled. So it's hard to see on the shaft on 15,000s because it's so thin. But if you look at the tip of that, and I just rotate it, the light will reflect off of the peaks, and they're nice and rounded, so we don't have to do that with any sandpaper. It's already done. So these have been tumbled an awful lot to get the tips of those rounded and to get a nice finish on everything. When I run my fingernail down it, I don't feel anything. So they've been tumbled and finished for quite a while. Very nice finish on these. We move over here. We have a double Bogota. Of course, the triple standard Bogota, and then they throw in a quad. This is the rake that's proprietary to Multipick. You can only get it from them. It's a little bit toughened up on the bottom there. And then, of course, we have the Reina, or the Queen rake. Very popular. A lot of contest winners for speed picking use that. And then we get into some of my favorites. Now, let's look at these guys. This first one is what I would categorize as a medium hook. Now remember, these are designed in Germany, really for German or European locks. So not only do we have 15,000s, but look at the profile on this. And it may not be apparent. Let me tell you what, let me use Like Pigs. I have this is the Multipick DeForest on the top, and then this is the DeForest I use in almost all of my videos. It's blue, so it also is 15,000s. So the same thickness, but look at the profile on these guys. You have a nice thick profile on these, and this is pretty standard from all of the manufacturers. And then on the Multipick, it's quite a bit shorter in profile. Now there's advantages to this. I mean, German locks are almost all paracentric. They know a lot about security. So you have paracentric, you get a lot of warding, and this nice thin material, nice short profile. You can really slide this into keyway, and you can snake it around the warding and around that paracentric keyway. Very nice. Now what are the disadvantages? When you give up thickness and you give up height, you also give up strength. So I'm going to have to say this is not a beginner kit. This is an intermediate kit. So if you're a beginner or if you're someone who tends to really use a lot of force and try to pry those pins up, this pick set is not designed to be used as a pry bar. These are going to be very, very delicate. As long as you've developed the finesse, you've learned how to get the pick in there and carefully manipulate the pin while you fluctuate the tension to release tension, you really shouldn't have to put a lot of pressure on these. So intermediate or advanced pickers, that's really what this is designed for. This is true on all of the hooks. So let me get this guy out of here. He's not part of the kit. They classify this as their medium hook. Again, we got that very short profile to really let you get into those tight keyways that I find every time I go to Europe. Now these next three are really interesting. Again, German picks. There's a set of picks called the designed by an organization called the SS Dev, a German organization, and they designed some really tight little picks to get into all the keyways that lockpicking organization ran into, and this is what they came up with. It isn't patented, so a lot of organizations have emulated them because they're excellent for getting into those keyways. You have a medium. Actually, two medium hooks. This guy here, he's a little bit heavier in construction. The center one is a little bit thinner with a much finer tip. And then, of course, the last one is what I would call the deep hook. If you have room to get in some of those keyways, especially if they're channeled inside of there, in other words, there's a channel for each of the cylinders, you can sometimes squeeze this guy with that very thin shaft up into those keyways and fit that up inside of those channels to pick those very hard to reach pins. Anyway, guys, there you go. That is the the ELITE-23 Slim Pick Set. Brand new from Multipick. Everything you see there is what comes with it. These sell for 107 euros or $122. That is if you're not subject to the VAT. If you live in Europe or you're in a country that's subject to the VAT, it's 128 euros or $147. Anyway, guys, if you already own one of the Elite Picks in 25,000s and you're very happy with the handles and all of the profiles, you might want to expand your kit just by picking one of these guys up. That way you have 25 and the 15,000s. If you're looking for your very first high-quality set of 15,000 stick picks, again, take a look at this guy. I'm very, very happy with these. I've been using them for about 2 weeks. I haven't put a blemish on any of them. All stainless steel, really tough stuff, as long as you don't use them as a pry bar. Anyway, guys, if you'd like to win it, you know what to do. There's a website. Go to the website. In the middle of the page, there's a big purple bar that says Weekend Giveaway. Click it, and with a little bit of luck, next weekend, my webmaster will draw your name to win this kit. The first one in North America. Great kit. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Stay safe. Stay legal. Each of these videos takes 4 to 6 hours to record, edit, and publish, so I'd really appreciate it if you show your support by subscribing and clicking on the like button. Thanks, guys.